All right, welcome to another episode, another live series / podcast. Brothers from Another, BFA, on your Wednesdays, as we always do. Episode number 22. We're gonna do a little something different, or what we want to, focus towards for this season, and we're gonna have some guests on. So, you know me, I'm PK, the moderator. I have Cornelius the Compass McCall. I have Mr. P. Alexander Wally himself, and I have the esteemed honor of having on Miss Janet Nicole Gathers. We do have the same last name, but there's no relation. I'm just kidding. But out of our group, Miss Gathers, welcome. Welcome to the
Thank you. I need a hand signal because McCall and Wally done did all this.
Snap.
So we have gone live. Episode number 22. We entitled "Health is Wealth," and we strategically placed this one here with October being National Women's Small Business Month and Self-Promotion Month. Us knowing a small business owner and her being a woman and her self-promoting a lot of her own stuff because she didn't have a brick and mortar store, and us self-promoting ourselves. It just all went hand in hand because you only get one body, one temple, and your health should be really important to you because it's your wealth, for lack of better words, and pun intended and pun not intended and everything like that. So this episode right here, we are encouraging you to tap in, tell a friend, share it, like it, send in your questions, comments. We have I call a health guru on, and she's going to kick out a little bit of free game for y'all, and you have to pay for the premium version. So her and Mr. Wally have been going at it.
No. Wally has been going at it with me.
All on the national internet.
I didn't do anything except for maintain positive energy going into tonight's episode. That's all I've been doing.
No. You've been sending me wrestling memes and backbreakers and from the top ropes and all kinds of stuff.
I got 2 witnesses that seen it. I don't even know what happened.
And what the witnesses? What say you witnesses?
That was Victoria.
Ray Charles, mama.
Oh, Ray Charles. Okay.
With the walking stick. We already know. With the
walking stick, but he sleep here though, so it's okay.
His eyes open tonight. But without any further ado, Miss Gathers, how are you? How you doing?
I'm
Good
awesome.
to see you. Love the TLC. Which one are you?
Hot seat.
Ooh.
I would be a combo of chili and left eye.
And that was
a little more left eye than chili.
That was off the hip too, because
it was a good one.
But knowing the background, knowing the history of your journey, what was just starting out, like, how did we get from where we were to where we are now with the conglomerate that is she? So as far back as you want to take it, when you feel as though the origins of manifesting today's self, when did that begin?
Okay, so I guess to get to how I lost weight, you would start with why I gained weight. Would make sense to me. Okay. So trying to get into too much. Okay, so long story short,
unpack it.
All that.
I don't want to trigger warning nobody. So long story short, my parents were kind of in a domestic violence type situation from before me through me being in the womb and all of that, them breaking up, them being divorced, me going through that. I also had some childhood molestation, all kinds of stuff. So all the reasons why you would want to be, or not want to be, but someone would probably soothe themselves, whether they picked sex, alcohol, food, whatever, which we discussed in our group chat earlier this week. You can be addicted to anything, even exercise at that. But yeah. So all of those reasons are the reason why I gained weight, although until recently, I didn't know all of those reasons. I thought it was all because of the divorce. Like, I got sad and I started eating stuff like butter sandwiches and whole boxes of Cheez-Its. And Yeah, let me tell you about the butter sandwich because I know somebody gonna have a question about it. So it was around the time they got divorced and I went off to stay with my grandparents and I came back was also around the time that Parquet made squeeze butter.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like 7, 8, and of course you can't cook and all that kind of stuff. So I could use the toaster. So one of my self-soothing things was to make like a bunch of toast with this Parquet butter, which it makes me gag to think about it now, but you do what you do when you do it. So anyways, I used to do things like that, eat whole cakes, and I still can eat a whole pizza, so I'm not gonna name that one. But anyways, so I was right. I mean, what all pieces are personal pain in my brain. But anywho, I was doing all those things, of course, not taking care of myself. And I would say around age 25, when I had what I call a quarter life crisis, is when I somehow fell into losing weight. But prior to that, I was sick. Like, you can ask Preston. Basically, I was spending my whole check at the doctor. Every week I had multiple doctor's appointments. I had one doctor tell me I had the health of an 80-year-old, and at that time I was about 23. I was having all kinds of procedures and stuff done and tests ran and all this kind of stuff. And it was basically just because my body was shutting down. You can't carry like this frame. Like, everybody's not built the same. Everybody's not supposed to be itty bitty, but this frame clearly is not supposed to carry 250 pounds. Like,
So you're telling me Janet Savage, right?
yeah.
These Eddyville trips, that young lady that sat in the shotgun of either the Cutlass or the Honda could eat a whole cake.
Yes, but I was smaller then. That was not my biggest. That was where I say, especially for ethnic groups of people, so like Black, Caribbean, all of that, we teeter like the thick, where it's kind of cute, and we in our ethnic group, they like, women to be a little heavier, you know what I mean? So you can teeter the line between just looking thick and you go too far over and you slick obese. So
So what you're saying, when would you consider, I guess, falling off the rail, is this post high school, pre 25 ish?
yeah. So I would say eating wise, I was off the rail the whole time, but my metabolism was different. So it didn't make me as big as I was when I went through college and you up to 3 o'clock in the morning studying. And then Preston and I also worked full time. Well, we worked like 36 hours. It didn't qualify as full time, but it was full time. So you doing all these things. I took an overload of classes. You eating crap, you're not sleeping, and you working on and studying all the time. So I mean, eventually it just catches up. And then when you have things that are undealt with within yourself, as far as traumas, whether they be big T traumas or little T traumas, and you keep pushing them down, as we say in yoga, it's going to come out some kind of way. So you either address it or it comes out sideways, and you don't want anything to come out sideways because they just don't. So, yeah, the health crises and all of that was basically it coming out sideways.
So, based on that, did you feel like that pushed you, or was there something always there mentally that was like, hey, I gotta change this? Or was it literally back against the wall, I don't have a choice, or was it always just you trying to navigate mentally how to get there, and then you just finally figured it out?
No, I wouldn't say it was always me trying to navigate how to get there, because I didn't see it. So I was kind of oblivious to it, besides the fact that I always felt kind of less than, or so Wally will understand because he and I have a similar family dynamic. So I grew up in such a way where I was, asked like, are you stupid? There's no need for you to go to college because nobody's gonna hire a fat Black woman. I don't know why you dating Preston. He's not gonna marry you. Like, so these type things were fed to me. And of course, as someone coming up and you're not in the, space you're in now, you absorb those things, and as hard as you try not to, they seed and root and grow. So I was very much in trying to, I guess, always be better, but I didn't see my body as one of the things that I needed to get better with, because I was always like, you need to make good grades and you need to make sure that you go to college so you can get a good job so you don't have to go back and live with your family, stuff like that. It wasn't until I got a little bit older, and even when the doctors were telling me I had the health of an 80-year-old, it didn't click. The day it actually clicked, like the actual day, we were in our house in Nashville, and Mandy, our dog, ran up the steps, and I was playing with her, and I ran after her, and I got to the top, and I almost passed out. Like, I could not breathe. My knees was hurting. I was like, yo, this this is not what is life. So from that day forward, I decided that I had to do something about it. And I remember I used to tell Preston and our homeboy Kel, he used to go walking with me and stuff when I first started losing weight. I kept saying, yeah, I don't know how long this gonna take, but I'm gonna be the baddest bitch. But anyway, that was like my mantra. So yeah, I don't know. So it was a culmination of things, but then when it happened, it was very random. It wasn't the reason that should have sparked me. It was just a random day. Literally, I ran up the stairs and I couldn't breathe, and it freaked me out. And I was like, yeah, we got to do better than this.
Right. And that's a good point, that, you know, you still were trying to, whether you knew it or not, you were still trying to make the appropriate changes. Like whether it was walking first or changing the diet or starting to adopt the practices and, you know, learning how to do all the spiritual healing and all that kind of stuff. It was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in some form, yeah.
Yeah, it was there, and it was just really about, you know, I guess staging it correctly. Would you agree with that? It was just really about just how to stage it to make it all the way through.
I feel like how everyone says the cliche divine timing, like it had to happen when it happened. Not to say I didn't try to lose weight before, but I always did it the wrong way. So every diet pill on the market, I have tried. The phentermine from the doctor, green tea, Ally, Slim Quick, all of it. I'm surprised my heart can do what it do, because I've taken and put in so much shit in my body to try to, you know, get smaller once my family was saying, you know, all the things about me, but I still didn't, it still didn't click the way it was supposed to click until the day it just finally did. And I guess we go through, that's part of our journey. You just go through what you go through until you get to the point where it's supposed to mean something and matter.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. That's so true. I was, yeah. So I did have this is a monkey wrench question, but PK, this is really for PK. I'm curious to how he handled that, right? That so y'all been together for a long time. So
Since birth, say it, since birth.
Oh, yeah, okay, we'll say you're right, since birth. So
What it is.
so you PK, you've seen what it was,
The peaks and the valleys, man.
all
Thick
of
and
that.
thin.
Yeah.
Thick and thin.
So when she's transforming into what she was into who she is now, that space in between there is very sticky, and it could be confrontational. It could be simple as a conversation. You know what I mean? And I'm talking between a man and his wife. How do you deal with that? Because this is before y'all got married.
Yeah.
Or is this, you know what I mean?
You gotta think about it. Like, I was with her, but I wasn't seeing it like that because that's who I was with. So we was all going to hoop at frat and all that kind of stuff, you know, and she would go. So we would hoop for 3 or 4 hours. So it was nothing for us to run by CC's and put down 2 or 3 pizzas or the Chinese buffet or go through the KFC. Janet wasn't hooping with us.
Yeah.
But she had the biggest, you know, KFC box or whatever. That's your girl. You go make sure she got what, like, it would. I'm not gonna say I was an enabler or anything like that, but I mean, we chilling, we eating, all that kind of stuff. We good. So when I was working at CVS, I had real good insurance. That was once we got married, you know, and she was up there for thyroid and this and that and this and this. But like you said, it's not really a conversation that you can. What I'm gonna say, you know, oh baby, you fat. We need to lose. We gonna lose some weight or something. Like, you know, I didn't see it like that at all. You know, I even look at some of my pictures and her pictures, like, man, we was some big kids. You know what I mean?
Man, I was about to say that, man. I was thumbing through some old photos, and I'm looking, and I'm like, man, really? I always seen Janet to look that way, you know. And then you fast forward, you really don't pay attention, and she was skinny as hell.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, who? I didn't. I put two. Of course, I know who she is. I know her face, but PK, man, I like whatever she went through affected you as well.
I was right there along with her eating up, man. It wasn't nothing to run by when we was in Savannah State. It wasn't nothing to run by Crystals and get the big sack full. You know, 10 burgers, 2 fries, 2 big drinks, and we're gonna stop by Krispy Kreme with the hot light on. And we're gonna sit there and eat it. Yeah, we're gonna sit there and eat all that kind of stuff. So we was literally thick together. She just had more problems from past traumas and stuff that she would eat more. I drank, you know, more liquor is where I picked up a lot of my weight, because when you start drinking, you start eating trash and all that kind of stuff. So that's where, like, after when my father passed, I think that's where just I was 260, you know, when I went to his Hall of Fame induction and stuff like that. But I was right there along with her. She was getting big, and so was I. So it wasn't it wasn't like, yo, you only want to still eat on Thanksgiving, because I was right in there with her. I was elbowing her to get that last turkey leg and stuff like that. So when she finally said, hey, you know, I want to get it, I'm start working out and everything, I was like, all right, cool. I need to start doing it too. She started way before I did. I'm gonna tell you that much. But we bought everything piece by piece: treadmill, couple of weights, couple of this, couple of that. So it wasn't a conversation it was a conversation she told me, hey, I'm getting ready to start losing some weight.
So for both of y'all, once y'all were both committed to the necessary changes, right? Yep. When y'all were both committed, who pushed who more? Like, as far I know y'all both held each other accountable, but who went harder with their journey, so to speak, once y'all were both 100% invested?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna say, if I had to gauge it, I'm gonna say I went harder because I used to have like 3-hour workouts. But I'm gonna say that there was nobody to push the other one. Like, if you needed support, the person was there. But both of our mindsets are very much like, once we own something, you don't really need to push the other person. They're already self-propelled at that point, basically. So that's a weird dynamic that, like, we don't have to, and we are very much so, whether you do it or you don't do it, I'm doing it, so you do whatever. So like, when I started losing weight and I decided that's what I was gonna do, if he still wanted to eat a whole piece on Friday, I was gonna get my turkey breast or whatever. Because when I lost weight, I was not vegan. Everybody says I'm small because I'm vegan. That's not true. Anyways, I would eat my turkey breast and my salad and my 1 piece of bread and keep it moving. And he would eat his pizza and have his Hennessy and get some Oreos. And I'm just like, you do you and I'm gonna do me. And we still, you know, on the couch together. He watched the football game. I'm on YouTube. It is what it is. So it's like, once you decide that's what you want to do, whatever your why is, that's what kept that person going for themselves. And then when he decided, yeah, I might want to catch up, then he just caught up. You know what I mean?
All the time, you can get right or you can get left. And I was getting left.
And it wasn't even going is going.
Yeah, it wasn't even on no, yo, she gonna get slim and leave me or something like that. But you got to start looking at yourself. Like, you buying bigger clothes, you know, you just wilding out on the weekends. You work at the pharmacy and, you know, you going in there and they looking, you know, I wasn't like big, but you know what I'm saying, you know, when you just wilding out. So I'm gonna say I pushed her to the fact where
260 is heavy.
That's big.
Your mama in the comments said I went harder. I just wanted that to be known.
Yeah. I was about to say that because, well, first man said, well, PK, how did you support her knowing what she was going through with her family? I just had to be that rock. A lot of this stuff we just found out in recent years, but even through all of that, like when we was in high school, I was there with her, and you know, stuff that was going on, that was a safe haven. She could come and stay at the house. Man, the Gathers family saved me. Until it was curfew time, she would stay at the house, did homework, we did projects and everything. We went to college. We would, fall break and stuff, we would go to my people's house more often, or her grandparents or something, but we would still go home and everything like that. But we just had to become that much tighter because I was, you dealing with that, I'm gonna have to be there for you. She went harder because I got tired of all the, you go to the doctor and they doing all this on her thyroid and all this kind of stuff. And then I get all the little explanation of benefits, like this is not a bill. And like we had one of those in the mail like every other day. And she's like, I'm just tired of it. They stressing me out. They doing this, they doing that. And I was like, well, quit. I was boss move. I was making, money, good enough money where you quit. She said, what I'm going to do? I was like, well, you lost 100 pounds. You had a trainer, you lost 30, 40 on your own, got a trainer, y'all tweaked and got another 30, 40 off. Then you still continued on and got another 20, 30 off your frame. That's your story. Go do that. Because when you say, hey, I used to be 250, now I'm 140. Oh, what surgery did you have?
Nothing.
Surgery? Is that the name of the treadmill?
Right.
I mean,
Speaking of surgery, though, do you remember when we was? I know you do remember when we was in college. This is when I started like realizing I had body issues. But we used to do fake, like, when they map out people for lipo and they take like the marker and they like draw the.
And
so
they
I used
draw
to
it
have
on.
Preston like draw on me like, babe, okay, so I'm gonna go. If I go get lipo, this is what I want. And I used to have him draw like all the stuff on my stomach and my arms and stuff.
I had them surgical pens when I was doing my tattoo apprenticeship, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
And Kayla talking about I was getting left. Yeah, we was getting right. She was getting left. So yeah, that was it. It's been a journey. I just tell her, quit, quit and let's get to work. You do what you started at the house, Gather's house. So that was Gat House Fitness. Client here, client there, and just went on the grind. She took me out when I told her to quit. She took me out, nice dinner. She'd already hashed out all the bills. If I just make this amount, then we fine. I was like, man, I don't care about all that. I'd rather have you here for 40 years as opposed to, you keep working that job, you stressed out, you got ulcers, you got this, you got that. And, we just not going to do it. So, I appreciate the effort. I hashed out all the bills and everything like that. And I said, you started your business that first year. I wish you might have made $6-7 grand for the year, but it was all her money and she made money. Business's first year out, if you break even, you're doing good. She turned profit.
Yeah. You don't owe nobody nothing, you good.
So I tell her it's day she be on our case now. We 5-6 years later. Get House, She Gathers, Village Healer. How long this? 5-6 years?
I started February 2015.
2015. Turn profit every year.
We almost at 7.
You're right.
Yeah.
Turn profit. So Miss Nicole, Miss Janet, Miss She Gathers, Miss, Village Healer, everything that I call you. So when we named it Health is Wealth, what are we saying there? What does that mean to you? Or what do you give me something?
What it should mean to everybody is if you sick, you can't do nothing. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? If you laid up in the bed, just like people say they can't take time to do ABC, whatever. Well, if you don't and your body conk out and you end up in the hospital or you end up with like a mental breakdown or you end up like getting a cold or whatever, because usually all those things happen because our immune system goes down because we run ourselves ragged because we in this matrix loop, which is a whole nother conversation, but we in the rat race trying to catch nothing, but we're running after it anyway. And you run yourself down and then you get sick and you can't do anything. So none of it matters anyway. So if you don't have the health and you don't have energy and you don't have the good spirit and the mood and stuff to do all the things that you are trying to go towards, then nothing else matters. There is no money, there is no family, there is no time to spend with the kids or the loved one or whatever. Like, health is the foundation. So if the foundation is gone, then everything else on top of it is not worth much.
All right, so run down your qualifications for you before we start this interview and this digging into it. So, well, I know. I'd rather you tell us. So personal trainer,
education and experience.
Well, I will tell them this before you run down all of that. With all the stuff she's going to list, the only certification she does not have on the wall in her office is her bachelor's degree from Savannah State. But all this stuff she's getting ready to tell y'all that she.
I fell out when you told me that.
Hey, what did Fat say? Like when the Grammy, that's the floor to us.
Right. So I don't know, but I do have an honors bachelor's degree in business administration and management. Not that I have it hanging up anywhere. I am a nationally recognized personal trainer, certified personal trainer through American College of Sports and Medicine. I am a master Reiki, which means I did level 1, 2, and master. Advanced level yoga instructor, which means 500 plus hours of training. I'm also an ordained minister, oddly enough. I feel like I'm missing something. I do spiritual coaching and breath work and all that. So you could say a spiritual coach and a breath work coach as well. Meditation coach.
Certified in CPR.
I am certified in CPR. I hope I never have to use it. I also have Village Healer Apothecary, so I do that as well.
Right on.
I think that's everything.
I googled the job description where I went to salary.com and yeah, that's big money.
Where?
I'm just saying, like, I mean, for in DC, and this is somebody as I guess
Mama said awesome vegan cook too.
Oh yeah, I'm slick a chef as well. I forgot about that. I used to own a bakery as well, a bake shop, but that's
I need to talk about that too in a minute.
Yeah. So in DC, what happened? Go ahead.
Yeah. So an apprentice, right? A wellness coach, an apprentice, right? I think it was like depending on what kind of program, they can charge between 40 and 70 something bucks per hour. You know, you're more, I guess, average or credentialed wellness instructor, maybe somebody with a few, hours, $100 to $200 per hour, depending on the program. You know what I mean? I'm not saying bust their head.
Oh, but we are.
Saying, you know what I mean? I was like, maybe I should.
This is what I do. So first of all, when I started, I was very, very underpriced. So whoever got me for those prices, good for y'all.
Right.
I'm more than double, some of them triple that price now, what I was back then. But if I have a corporation or something, of course they get in charge what I know you can pay because y'all have millions of dollars, or depending if it's a small business, they have hundreds of thousands of dollars. But anyways, they gonna pay for it. And I also like calculate in, so if I have to go somewhere, which most of my stuff now, I try to make people come to me or do it virtually because I'm an introvert, even though everybody thinks I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert, so I don't really want to be out. But anyways, I factor in, like, I can't work while I'm going to and from. So usually that's an hour of time too. I can't do anything else. And then the time I'm going to be there. So basically at minimum, that's 2 hours worth of time. So what are we doing?
Oh, man.
And I mean, and you did it right. I mean, you getting your personal training was first. That was the first one, nationally certified. $30 an hour, work you out for an hour, whatever. You get the coaching on the side and all that kind of stuff. It's fine. Yoga, 200 hour, prices go up to 40, $50 per session, 200 hours. So I got my bachelor's. I get 300 hours. Now I got 500. I got a master's. Same thing with the Reiki, I mean, if I go for a job with my high school diploma, they can pay me 25, bachelor, 45, master, 60, or so on and so forth. And now you got to pay. But that's the problem. People are like, I ain't paying all that. But then you're going to go pay Planet Fitness $10 a month. And it was a penny to sign up and you don't even go in there.
Once a month.
Yeah, they don't go
and on top of that,
They
sometimes it's good to weed out people who don't want to pay because they're probably going to waste your time and be a headache anyway. On top of, like I was telling Preston, so say somebody is paying $80 or $90 for a session. Even if somebody told me no because they wanted $40 a session, I would have had to do 2 sessions with them, and I can do 1 session with this person over here. So that's less work for me because I'm only one somebody. And unlike, everybody who work in the office, which I used to do, especially when you salary, when you go in there, whether you wiggle the mouse all day or you do work, you clocking dollars. Janet only gets paid when I'm in front of somebody. So I don't have the energy, bro.
I got it.
Yeah.
I don't have the energy.
Jeez.
So before y'all, well, I got a question. AJ sent me this, Mr. Brother Coles. He said, I got a question for Janet. He sent it last week when we got off. He had it locked and loaded. Actually, the only question I got, so if they have any, I guess they'll drop them in the comments and we'll try to catch them up if my phone quits going to sleep. So Mr. Coles, AJ Coles said, hey Janet, how were you able to maintain focus during your transformation? And how do you still maintain focus to this day? So question one, during that whole transition, from whatever part, all of it, how were you able to maintain focus during that transformation?
So I didn't know this so much then, but I know it now. So wherever you wherever you focus your energy, that's where energy goes. So as my grandpa always says, if you don't feed it, it's gonna die, whether it's a person, an animal, a plant, a disease, whatever. So if you don't continue to contribute to whatever is making this grow, it's gonna wither away. So I just shifted my focus, and once I shift my focus, my personality type is just, I'm pretty laser focused on it. Like once I have to, I don't know if it's the Scorpio or the Savage or the like Wally has it, like, let me show you, wait and watch type. He got it worse than me though. I don't know what it
Absolutely.
was, but
Absolutely.
but once I get on something, I pretty much make sure that I do it 110%. Like I'm not going to fail, and I don't care if it takes me 1 month or 10 years. Like this is what I'm doing, that's where I'm going. So once I decided on it wholeheartedly, that's all there was. Now getting to that wholeheartedly, I quit multiple times, but you don't fail if you try again, which one of my tattoos basically says that. But anyways, so it's just like if you fall 7 times, long as you get up time number 8, you good to go. So once I finally got to the point where I decided it was for me, it wasn't because I was trying to prove it to somebody else. It wasn't because I was trying to fit into a dress for Christmas. It wasn't because we was going to somebody's, wedding. It was because I decided I needed it for me. That was all it took.
That's
so
funny. Brad actually just dropped that question. He said, Janet, what was the moment that set you on the focus track? Do you know that exact moment?
The only one I can think of is when I chased Mandy up the stairs and couldn't breathe. That's the only one I can think of. And after that, it was over. Like when I started, I started with DVDs because I was too ashamed to like go out in public and be working out because of course I was bigger and all that kind of stuff. I started with that, which was yoga DVDs, ironically. And then I started walking and stuff. And then when I decided that I lost that, it was 45 or 50 pounds on my own, and I was gonna go to a trainer, and he was like, if you come in, let's go. We're gonna like go in and we're gonna go until I say stop. And there were 3.5 hour workouts, and I was like, fuck it, let's go. Yeah. And I was just like, he was working me out like an athlete, no lie. And luckily I have somebody who ain't tripping, and he know Fredo anyway, and it would never be anything like that. But literally I would leave in the morning, go to work, take my clothes with me, go meet Fredo. I wouldn't get home till like 9 o'clock at night. Like most people would be like, there ain't no way you working out that long. No, seriously, like.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I started going to Fredo. I was trying to see what was going on up in there, man. See what's going on. Nah, but Fredo played baseball. That's the one I told you I was a referee. Now they're trying to get into the SEC and stuff like that. And hard-nosed old school, man.
I do have a 2-part question here.
But wait, was there another part of AJ's?
It was. Well, how were you able to maintain focus during your transformation? And how do you still maintain focus? He levitating now, so.
I have a funny story about levitation. I maintain focus now because I'm one of those people that's afraid to go backwards, and that's something I need to work on. But I'm afraid of backtracking. So I think my fear, quote unquote, of going backwards keeps me forward focused, if that makes any sense at all. And Wally has muted himself. I don't know if he did that on purpose or not. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what's going on over here.
I got you.
My two-part question is, out of like all the forms of practice that you use to heal yourself, which one is your favorite and which was the most beneficial for you?
So it changed as I went through, because I feel like you need different things at different times. So like I was introduced to Reiki a long time ago, but Reiki didn't resonate with me then. So it just depends on where you are at what time. Then there was a time where I did absolutely no yoga. All I wanted to do was lift weights and squat and deadlift and run half marathons and all of that. And then now I barely run. I only lift the weight to show somebody how to do it in a workout. Like, so
like this question.
Yeah.
Right. So it changes. Currently, I will say, for me, which I prefer someone else to do it to me, Reiki would be one of my top healing. Also, as far as therapy goes, EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, it's a tapping technique, basically where you tap on different acupressure points, because different points in our body are linked to different organs, and different organs store different traumas and So yeah, that has been really good to release a lot of stuffed energies and suppressed memories, which can be good or bad depending on how you look at it, and things like that. So right now, those are my top two, as well as breath work.
The other part of that, the second part is, if this is even possible to answer, I'm not sure if it is or not. Did you find it easier to heal yourself or your clients?
Sheesh. The client. I can answer that.
It depends on what healing. If you mean like losing weight, it would be myself. If you mean like spiritually and stuff, it would be a client. Like losing weight was a far easier journey than the journey I'm in now, like energetically and spiritually. Like it, for one, because no one talks about it. There's no real like guide. You just out here flapping the wind trying to figure out like what is going on. And it's hard to process and know, as opposed to when you going through losing weight, whether you need somebody to help guide you or not, it's really simple. You need to change the way you eat and move your body. Whether you need someone to coach you through that or you do it on your own, it's pretty much, these are the ways you do it. But this realm I'm in now it's a lot. So
So now we got the questions rolling. It comes, you got something I want to grab man's while I saw. He said, any tips for anxiety without giving away the premium points? Without giving
yeah, tips for anxiety. I would say people like sleep on yoga, but when you do yoga, linking your breath to your movement gets you so out of your mind that by the time you get to Savasana, which is the pose at the end, you get what we call a yoga high as yogis. Like when you get there, you're so like, I don't want to say beat, but your mind is so released because you're just so like here. So I would say yoga, and not necessarily like a yin yoga or a restorative yoga, something that's like a power yoga or a Baptiste or a Bikram or something like that. And also looking at diet. So there's a lot of things we eat that when they break down in our bodies give us anxiety. And I know people think just like coffee and sugar, but even it can be healthy things. You might not break out and get hives or get sick, but it might, when it resonates in your body, it doesn't hit just right. And Preston can speak to this because I had him go to my naturopath. Like, so for myself, there was a time where I couldn't eat like chickpeas. I couldn't eat rice. I still can't really have bananas. I couldn't have weed. I couldn't have corn, like, because when all this stuff broke down in my body, it spiked all kinds of things, and it can give you anxiety. It can give you hot flashes, all kinds of stuff. So also diet.
That's what I told Neil. Neil knows I was telling him about the muscle testing and stuff too. So.
Yeah. Also with anxiety, doing breath work and meditation. And So the thing with meditation is people feel like they don't meditate right because they can't stop their mind. But as long as you are breathing, your mind is going. You're not supposed to be stopping your mind. Like, that's basically trying to say, like, you're trying to die. Like, your mind is supposed to continue. That's like, or like, oh, I want to stop my heart. Your heart's not going to stop because you're alive. So your mind's not going to stop. What you want to do is get to a point where you create more space between the thoughts. So when it's racing, instead of it going like this, maybe we started going like this. And then after a while, maybe it goes like this. And then after a while, maybe it stops completely for a second. And then so that's where so that's meditation. And don't judge it. Like, people get so attached to how they think it's supposed to be that they quit on it. So breath work and meditation are also good for anxiety and suppressed emotions. So yeah, getting rid of the things that are pushed down,
bottled up. Okay, so you I mean, you breezed through it. We got our listeners and we got our viewers that are going to hear this. So like, what is Reiki though? What is, you just said it.
That's a Neil question.
Oh.
Neil been waiting on that one. So Reiki,
Give me a simplest form.
The easy way to explain it to people, like if I was going to explain Reiki to a child, I would say it's just like Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Like, your device doesn't have to be plugged into an Ethernet cord or whatever. It just comes. So Reiki means divine wisdom, universal life force. So I was basically attuned to be able, and I feel like as kids, before we get programmed and beat down and all that, we have all of these gifts. But of course, as you go through life, they get taken away. So anyways, I was attuned, meaning the channel was reopened up so that I now can send energy via my hands, whether I am touching someone or like I could send it to Wally over there, distance, just through the energetic pathway. So it's just like, you don't have to be with someone when you pray, or something like that. So what it does is it helps like balance and heal the person's body. It puts you in a relaxed state. It helps with clarity. It helps with anxiety. It can help alleviate pain. So basically it is just literally like, I don't want to say Jesus like hands-on healing, but you know,
It is.
it's not.
I was about to say it's pretty much like laying of hands.
Yeah, but yeah,
but
people
with distance.
don't want to. Yeah, go. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Y'all got something else?
So
it's
a healing technique, basically.
Reiki's super cool, people. Man. She's done it on me a couple of times, and it's so funny. We'll be sitting on the couch. She'll be like, "Yo, my Reiki just turned on." So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? She about to go
touch me.
Yeah, you know, let me clear me out.
Hit you with the spirit leaders real quick.
Right.
You know, and she's had some people, one of her friends, that was like, "I'm not going to talk to you all week." So when I actually had my Reiki, and this friend lives in Tennessee. So I'm not going to talk to you all week, so that when you do my Reiki session, you know what I mean, you don't have any, like that mind reader that had somebody out there, a mole in the audience talking to.
But wait, so that's okay. So everyone that gets gifts doesn't get the same thing. So everyone doesn't have that part that you're about to say. And what he's about to say is, when
you're going to say Reiki, it, I'm not going to say it.
Wow. When I do Reiki, I usually get channeled messages that were weird at first, because I'm like, what is that? Where'd that come from? But it's just, it can be a flash of a picture, it can be a color, it can be numbers, a statement or something in regards to the person that I'm working on. So she was saying she didn't want to talk to me all week because she didn't want to give me any clues as to what she was dealing with, because most people come to me for Reiki now because they're trying to sort something out, or maybe they're just in like a high stress situation, and or they want to see if anything comes through to help, you know, guide them. So they try not to tell me anything, of course. So we make sure whatever info is gotten, that it's, you know, from divine, and we didn't like put it together ourselves, which I wouldn't do anyway. But anywho, so yeah, she was saying that she didn't want to talk to me all week into her session, just to ensure that I didn't get any info on what she was going through that week.
Super dope.
Yeah, that's very dope. That's that right. What you just said. That last part. That's why I don't have superpowers. That's why. That what you just said is the reason why I don't. Because I would. God knows my heart. That's why.
But it doesn't. It doesn't like it does. Well, I'm not gonna say it doesn't come through like all the time, but usually I have to be in session and focused on the task at hand for it to come through. Most times I'm not just gonna be walking. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but for the most part, I'm not just gonna be walking through.
One of those whiz kids like, your dad's gonna die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
not like that
yeah,
type.
Right,
it's
right.
not like that. It's not like that. But I can walk by somebody and be like, oh, they're sad, they just got their heart broken. So it's yes and no. I don't know.
So can you look at a person? Like, could you look and be like, yo, something ain't right?
I'm looking at Wally and he's yellow, so he's a coward.
Right.
Sometimes, yeah. I also can like walk in a place and know that I don't need to be there. So yeah. But I mean, a lot of us we all have these intuitions. That's just intuition. I don't think that's a special gift to me. That's just I pay more attention to it now.
Man says, so you that's so Raven, basically.
A little bit, yeah.
So that dives into like one of my questions though. This whole this whole part, right? So have you ever been in a position or been met with with friction with someone who is religious, right? So based on your approach to I mean, really, it's spiritual to me. No matter how you define it, right? It's Reiki. I mean, it's communicating or it's some sort of action spiritually, right? Religion, the multiple religions, right? The lists of religions, right? May look at what you do and say, okay, that's not right or that's wrong. Have you ever been met with friction?
Yeah.
You know, how you practice.
Yeah. What was the second part you said?
Well, I just wanted to know, have you ever had a conversation with somebody who was like, yeah, I don't like what you do because it's not of God, or
I wouldn't say I'd have a conversation about it because and it's not in particular to this subject, it's just how I'm set up. I don't do well debating, or I don't do well arguing. I don't do well with back and forth. So basically, if someone asks me a question, I give my opinion, and then some people that's their thing. Like they like to go back and forth, and that's their energy. You got the wrong one for Janet for that. So I have had people say, even my own mother, that's of the devil. She doesn't say that now, well, at this point. When I started doing yoga, because a lot of people think yoga is religion. I'm not sure why. But I just would, so whatever thing they would say it is. So whether it's yoga, I would say, actually it is a form of exercise, blah, 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 da, 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 spiritual, da, 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 da. Or if it's Reiki, well, I'm like, Jesus technically did Reiki. So, so I might say one little quip, and then after that, I'm done, because I don't need to prove myself, I feel like, at that point. And also, like I said, some people just really want to debate, and I'm not the one for debate.
Well, when did you realize you had the gift, is what Bree said. Our top fan, Brianna. When did you realize you had the gift of Reiki?
So I didn't have it. I got attuned to it, if that makes sense. So when I decided, around the time when I was dealing with the healing crisis back in 2019, which is when I got sick, and if everybody didn't know, the whole
didn't you have cancer?
Whatever. Yeah. So okay, so now I gotta backtrack. So back in 2018, 2019, after we got to Florida, I started getting really sick. Like I had all these symptoms, like craziness. Like my nose would run so bad, I would ask Preston if I was like leaking brain fluid. Like it was crazy. I was having cluster headaches. I had vertigo. It was just all kinds of foolishness. So anyways, after we went through all this stuff with multiple doctors and blood tests and they did a biopsy on a nodule in my thyroid, and they were like, oh yeah, it looks like it could be stage 4 papillary whatever. You need to go here, you need to do this, and we need to set up this treatment, we need to and I was like, yeah, no, I understand it could be that, it could not be that. First of all, you the one tested it. If you tested it, you should know because you're looking at it, but neither here nor there.
Practicing, by the way.
Right.
It's a practice you got going.
Right. So
they want her to start chemo
yeah,
that next week.
Right,
What?
the next week.
They want her to go see the
decided,
oncologist.
I decided whether it was or it wasn't, I wasn't going to do that. That just wasn't my choice, and no shade to anybody who does it. Like my therapist did it and she's here and I'm glad she did it because that's what she needed to do for her. I decided I wasn't. So as I was going through ways to heal myself naturally, I came upon Reiki or back upon Reiki because I was introduced to Reiki in 2017, but it didn't stick then. So like I said, everything in divine timing. So once I came upon Reiki, then I decided I wanted to learn more about it. And I found out you had to be attuned to Reiki. So once you become a master Reiki, you can attune others to become level 1, 2, or masters. So in 2019, I'm trying to see no, it was 2020. In February of 2020, I became a Reiki level 1. So Reiki level 1, you can do Reiki on yourself and like pets, people, stuff like that. Reiki level 2, I got some months later. When you become attuned to Reiki level 2, you can then do distance Reiki. So each level of Reiki is you do get attuned via symbols. So just like
you unlock another ability.
Yeah. So
you got another stone. You put another stone,
right?
Another Reiki stone.
So just like in like Egyptian times and in India and all kind of stuff, they have symbols that mean different things. Like you have a cross and all kind of stuff. So there's different symbols that unlock certain, abilities. So I became attuned to level 2, which allowed me to do distance Reiki. So that's why I now can send and do Reiki to someone somewhere else. And then I became a master Reiki some months after that, which means I can now attune other people to become Reikis. So I wasn't given or woke up to it. I guess I got attuned to it. But like I said, I feel that we all have a plethora of gifts when we're younger. They just that's why a lot of kids can like see spirits and all that kind of stuff because they haven't been programmed yet. And as we get older and people tell them they're crazy and like it falls away because you mold into where you.
Absolutely.
Man, so let me find out she an avatar. She in here. I can't remember. She had a camera.
Right.
She was folding the flame over, airbending and stuff up here, man.
Fire.
Now with them saying it was suspicious cells and
what?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's because of the Reiki. Hold on, my earring. I'm just gonna take it out.
Hold on with the Reiki. Kayla said, how do you shake off the extra energy you get from people while you're doing your work?
Right, because I'm sure you absorb something.
So I have to.
Hold it, Wally.
I always say a protection prayer because it's energy and it flows. So I just always want to protect myself. As of late, meaning within the last year, I also started using crystals, like the dark crystals, so smoky quartz and canonite and stuff like that, because I was doing Reiki and released something from somebody. It wasn't demonic, but I could just tell it wasn't good. And I was just like, yeah, I need to protect myself a little further. But so protecting yourself before you go into session ensures that you won't absorb what they have going on. So as opposed to Kayla's example, like you being in a nail shop and walking by and somebody absorbing your energy or you taking theirs because you're a light, and of course everything is drawn to the light. You're not as vulnerable because you're in attention, like this is what you're doing. But when you're in a relaxed state, you at the beach or you walking through the mall, it's a little harder because you're distracted. So more things, of course, can get in when you're not protected. But I try to protect myself. Like when I wake up in the morning, I also do a protection prayer when I go to sleep, because when you go to sleep, your spirit leaves your body and I don't know. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. I also use my my smudge and Florida water spray. So before I start a session, I clean the area. Like I actually do smudge unless the person is like allergic to smoke or something like that. I'll do Palo Santo or sage. And then I also spray everything. And if they're in-house, I do crystals around the bed. I also put like a crystal, depending on what is I'm led to do between their feet is what crystal I pick. If I do something distance, so I have when you do distance Reiki, you have to have a prop of some sort. I have a little bunny. So when I put the bunny on the ground, I still do a crystal grid around them to protect them. And I still do my prayer. So during a session, I'm not really afraid of absorbing anything because it's already been intended and prayed over. I would be more weary of like walking through the street because your guard is down, basically. So because you're just like, oh, I'm going for a walk, and then you come home and you're like, why am I sad all of a sudden? It's because like you absorbed somebody
like this tonight. She's gonna be tuckered out, bro. She's gonna be
I'm
out.
gonna be tired.
This right here.
So
go ahead, Wally.
Go ahead.
Y'all go ahead. Wally. Oh yeah, I walked up here one day, man, and she had like her hand around the flame of the candle, and it was like flickering and bending. Basically.
I think, I forgot about this. So I think it's the Reiki, because the Reiki comes out of my palm chakras, right? So if I do Reiki, like my fingers are shaking.
You got to send the video.
I have to do another one. So if I'm sending Reiki into the flame, of course it's gonna like move. You know what I mean? Like, so if I go like this, it could. And Kayla is in the comments. She can also attest to. I've sent her videos of me doing it as well.
So like how the dude be playing the flute and he got the cobra moving and swaying with him. That's what you doing with the flame. Like that's what you doing.
Kinda, yeah. I haven't learned how to like bend it directly in half yet. Like it'll just do like this, or it'll do a like that.
Now when I go down there and I get a spoon and all my spoons bent in half, we getting paid. We taking this show on the road.
Hey, I want in on that, man.
We taking this show on the road when she starts bending spoons and stuff like that. So I had a Get House yoga interview you supposed to do for your YouTube channel. If someone want to try a little bit of the couple of stories about the yoga. One, I've been to a couple of her yoga classes. I'm probably gonna go with her Monday. I didn't want to tell her, but we, with us having the holiday off Monday and then us taking our self-care day on Tuesday,
well, that'll be Yoshiko's class, not my class.
We'll fall off the grid, self-care Tuesday. So I'll talk to the bros that morning. Then we just kind of like unplug. So I'm gonna go to class with her. So with the yoga, and Kenny Thomas went to class with me in Nashville. He can attest. It ain't, mama, everybody, yoga ain't no hoe. Just put it like that. It ain't as easy as they make it out to be. Hector has gone to class with us here since we got here. And he said he saw lions, tigers, and bears. And you should have seen Buddy over there in child's pose, grunting and stuff, sweating like, you know what I mean? So it's the real deal. But Janet, some of the questions I had was, I know how long have you been practicing yoga?
I started practicing yoga in 2010, and then I stopped probably a year after that. And then I came back in like 2016.
Yoga ain't no hoe.
Yoga ain't no hoe.
I'll say it. Would you say yoga is more mental or physical?
It's equal. And yoga, the word yoga itself means union. So it's more of union of like breath and movement, but it's union of all of it. So I would say it's equal. But of course, if you do different types of yoga, it might be more physical than whatever. But so say you're trying to balance on one leg, like that's not just all physical. You also got to be dropped in mentally, you know what I'm saying? Or you're going to twist your ankle. But when you are in, say, yin yoga, where you're doing a pose, even if it's on the ground, but you got to hold it for 5 minutes in your breath, stuff gonna start coming up in your head. So then it's more mental because you're relaxed, you're laying down. But if you are trying to run away from your thoughts or something, then now you in a mental battle. So it's both and plus, breath and yeah.
What's the most embarrassing thing that happened to you as a student or a teacher?
I don't know. I don't get embarrassed easily. So it might be embarrassing to other people. It wasn't embarrassing to me. So usually when I teach a class, and everybody knows this, I'm already slick dyslexic. I'm going to be dyslexic, and it is what it is. I also will forget a body part. Like I'll say I'm supposed to say, put your right hand on your left calf muscle. Like I'll do the motion and I'll tap it and I'll be like, y'all know what this is. Like, put your hand right here, and they'll laugh because I'm like, we all know I know it's a calf muscle, but right now I can't get that out. So there's that. One thing that would be embarrassing, but it wasn't embarrassing to me, is basically my cycle went wild while I was teaching, but I just like kept it moving. Nobody knew it but me, but yeah, that would have been embarrassing to somebody else. But like I told everybody when class was over because it's funny, and we're women, so it is what it is. I've had people pass gas in class.
Oh yeah, I hear that junk all the time when I'm doing
but that hasn't happened to me.
All right.
Yeah, I've almost passed out teaching. That wasn't embarrassing. That was just my body. Yeah. Teaching a class that's 110 degrees, and if your water and nutrition and food ain't right, then you could pass out. And then also I taught the whole time I was going through my healing crisis when I was having like heart palpitations and stuff all times of day and night. So it was hard to teach and go through that, but I kept it pushing.
So so for somebody like me, y'all already know the rap sheet, but somebody like me who don't sleep well or often or enough, period, what would work best for me when I go lay down at night? What's the best thing out of all of your practices? What would be the best thing for me to take up to just put my mind at ease to be able to get a full night of sleep?
Probably for you need to do a mind dump. So like write out everything that's running through your mind. Because if you were like I was, like when I would wake up the next morning, I would literally be thinking about the thing I was thinking about when I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to do a mind dump. Also, so there's people that don't need as much sleep as other people. Like if you're tired, then that's one thing. But everybody thinks they need 8-9 hours of sleep. Everybody's body doesn't need that much. Some people only need 4. Like Preston's mom can be good on 4 hours of sleep. Me on 4 hours of sleep most times not gonna be good. But as
not gonna be able to do it.
As I transition, like Preston know, like some months, like he'll literally turn over. He'd be like, your company is good. I love you. You and Mandy don't stay up too late, but I gotta go to sleep. And I won't go to sleep till like 2 a.m. and have to get up at 5, and I'll be good. The next month, if I try that shit, I'll be like, so it's just ebbs and flows. It can be with the seasons as the weather changes, time changes, depending on what you're eating, depending on what you got going on in your life, you'll need different amounts of sleep. So also just knowing that, don't judge how much sleep you're getting. If you feel okay, maybe you don't need as much sleep as everyone is trying to tell you that you need.
Yeah, I think the journaling or something, even if you just did a voice memo or something, Wally.
Yeah, just to get it out. Like you got.
I've sent you the Calm app. I've sent you the Calm app. You know, it's 2 or 3 minutes in there to try to just bring you out of it. I sent you to join off of YouTube where, you know, just
that too.
just trying to just bring yourself down, man, and you'll be all right, man. Because I know I journal every night, or you know, a couple things I'm thankful for. You know, what I want to work on tomorrow. You know, a little prayer I might write down, and then I'll turn over. I'm like, all right, baby, that's it for me. You know, it's a good night. We're gonna go on and get out of here. So I got to be that hater of like, Janet. Well, I mean, yoga, it ain't nothing but stretching, ain't it?
No, stretching is stretching.
Ain't it like a religion, like a cult or something though? Y'all be doing like humming and standing on your leg and stuff like that.
But when you go to church, don't they be humming and they be breaking bread and drinking blood? And I mean, who's to say what's the ritual? But y'all ain't heard that from me.
So in your experience, you've been doing the yoga and the Reiki is recent, but the yoga is like 5 or 6 years. And me and you have talked about this, and Compass and the LON, and what Wally does with Joyful Elf, saying representation matters. You said you've never taken a class from a Black yoga instructor, male or female. You're the only Black.
Yeah, no, I've never had a Black teacher.
Teacher class at all.
I know some Black teachers like on Instagram and stuff, but I haven't taken a class from a Black teacher. And I'm usually the only Black person in the studio. In Tampa, there's a influx of Middle Eastern people, so there's lots of brown people in the studio. But usually, I'm the only Black instructor. Like I'm the only Black instructor at 108. They did used to have Brittany. She is Hispanic, I think. But she's a nurse, so she.
So
yeah.
So fellas, if y'all want to try it, man, because she's done couples yoga. She's doing it now with our friends that are I don't know when she's due, but couples yoga. She's done wheelchair yoga for older people and stuff like that.
Also intimacy yoga, which is why they're about to have a baby. But anyway.
but no, what I'm getting at, Janet, like people want to try yoga in the confines of their own home before she gives them that premium version. If she drops her YouTube, they can go to YouTube. And back when the pandemic first started, she put a couple of flows and stuff on there. I'm saying for a date night for the fellas, man, if y'all want to try it out, we can go through. She can stretch us out, or we get Wally and Shell, Dan, and it ain't got to be the intimate one. And y'all want to go through some of that breathing and meditation and stuff like that. I mean, I'll pay the premium to the wife and get y'all squared away if y'all want to put something like that on the books.
You ain't gotta pay for it. I'm gonna find a Groupon.
Yeah,
Janet don't pay Groupon.
Just so you can try it out, because
it's spiteful and petty. I'm gonna find one.
Because it's real deal.
BFA 40%.
Yeah, we get you on there. So, fellas, we got anything else? We kind of sort of not close to wrapping.
I do have a hot seat question.
Well, last one.
There we go.
You hit all my questions.
Go.
I did.
I got number 11 though. Is the one.
Go ahead, Canolas.
So I'm gonna let them two go. I got a little bit of, and this is gonna be a thing that BFA, as we have the guest on, we got I won't sneak leak that, but as we have guests on this season, I'm letting them know now you are gonna get a set of hot seat questions from us. We won't air you out like we air ourselves out, but everybody's gonna get that baptismal by fire, for lack of better words. And
do you love Reiki or lemonade? Like you gotta choose.
Wow. So,
but babe, did you ask all your questions that you had for the YouTube video?
How long you been practicing yoga? What is yoga to you? What does it do for you and your well-being? You answered most of them. Oh, remember when I had these, it was when your YouTube channel, when you were pushing that, and it was new. So I mean, a lot of this you answered, and yeah, so we good there. So these two got questions. I'm gonna give you the hot seat, and I think we're gonna roll into the biz. Oh,
I just got one tip. So Compass, go first.
Go ahead.
All right, sis, you and I have talked offline, man, about.
He started it all wrong. It's some BS coming. The way he just that.
Nah, it's a legit question. It's a legit question. Okay, your feelings toward life. Okay, this part,
okay.
Right? We talked about mermaids and all of that, right? But the whole overarching, the way you view you as a being, right? And I'm trying to use the right words, okay? Why is that? Is it a culmination of what you went through, what you're going through, where you're trying to be? Maybe you don't relate to people, right? Because you're already introverted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, can you explain that? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Why do I think I'm a mer alien? Is that why you asked what you're asking?
Yeah, and, you know, and jokingly I'm saying that, right? But to feel disconnected from you know, basically everyone who looks like us. If you up, you know, and not talking nationality, I'm talking Homo sapien. You know what I mean? Like,
Um,
yeah, where does that come from?
so the easiest way I can explain why I feel like that is giving the example of when there's a child, say it's a little boy, and he doesn't know anything about transgender, he don't know anything about homosexual, but he says that he feels like a girl. Like he doesn't know why, he just knows that that's what it is for him. So I don't know why and how, but I've always said I was a mermaid and an alien. Like I don't, for as long as I can remember. And I don't feel like,
Brad said he knows a place you want a mermaid. We was about to buy you a mermaid tail.
yes, I was gonna get a mermaid tail. He probably talking about Wikiwachi for the mermaids. But I don't know. I just don't feel, I don't even know how to explain it. If you just don't feel like you belong, not like somebody's trying to chase me away, but like I just don't match. You know what I mean? Like I don't fit in with all the other people, places, and things. I don't know. I don't know how or why, but I don't know. I don't know. I think a lot of things about myself. Like I believe I was a man in a former life before.
Basically, just saying because you said so.
Not even because I said so. Like it actually, like I feel that, but I can't tell. It's like someone asks you, like, why do you love someone? You can name all these reasons, like they're kind and blah, 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 but it's really just
She
because
got
you
dumps
do.
like a truck.
Wow. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like you can give all these reasons, but really at the end of the day, it's like that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And I do have freakishly long arms and long fingers, and you know.
Yeah, you remember we had that
That scared
conversation,
me.
and there is 3/4 of the Earth's water that is unexplored. So
Right, and then all of space, like, are you kidding me? And I love the sky. I love the sky and the ocean. Like Preston will tell you almost every day I make a comment about the sky. And he's also told y'all how like he'll come home and I'll be laying in the courtyard, like staring at the sky. Like I just don't know. It calms me down to be near water. It needs to be moving water though. Particularly, I prefer salt water, but like I'm not a pond girl. Like it needs to be in movement. I don't know. That's just.
Speaking of, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Neil.
that's all I had. That was it.
Speaking of people, places, and things. So,
What the?
how is it that? How do you see this in the perfect world or perfect universe of we, us humans, coexisting? We have aliens and dinosaurs. What say you as far as that goes? Is it possible? Is it real? Is it a mythical thing? What
are you trying to say all of us being in one place at one time?
Yep. Is it real? Is it possible?
I don't think all those timelines go together because like what is needed on Earth to support a dinosaur population can't be, you know what I'm saying? We can't have all these big houses and you know what I'm saying? There's not enough ground cover and trees. We cut down all the trees and stuff like, so I don't think they can be at the same time. And if you're an alien and you had a choice, I don't feel like you would be here because why?
So the aliens and humans are already coexisting. You said the dinosaurs would make it though.
I mean, the aliens that are coexisting are the ones that are here that look like me.
Well, all right. All good. So I'm gonna hit these hot seats. So you can roll your yoga mat out anywhere in the world. Where would it be?
Somewhere in Asia.
All right. You ready for the this or that? Doesn't
Mhm.
matter. Yoga, you rather do
Wow.
it inside or outside?
Probably inside.
A heated class or an unheated class?
If I'm teaching it, unheated. If I'm taking it, heated.
Warrior 1 pose or Warrior 2?
Warrior 2. My hip doesn't really like Warrior 1.
Burpees or squats?
Burpees are the devil, and my knees don't like squats, so I want to say neither. But if I had to pick, I'd pick squats.
Planks or crunches?
Crunches.
All right. That was the fitness side of them. Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Morning person or night person?
Midday.
Pie or cake?
Cake.
Money or fame?
Money.
Free lunch or free dessert?
Dessert.
Scale of 1 to 10, how cool are you?
About 15-ish.
Damn. No moderation for the moderator's question. None.
Favorite,
15 of the thing.
favorite day of the week?
Sunday.
Favorite holiday?
My birthday.
Celebrity crush then and now?
Then meaning like high school?
Sure.
I don't think I had celebrity crush in high school, did I?
The man working at Dunkin', ain't it? All right, Krispy Kreme, make sure we Pancho Villa.
I guess, yeah. I don't remember one for like high school, but like now I have a list. We can just like roll it out.
What's your personal motto or philosophy?
I would say it changes depending on what I'm working on with myself or what I'm healing or whatever. Right now I'm working on I am that I am.
I like it. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Driven.
Alien.
The red light special. Crazy
Wow.
It's TLC right there. The answer is right there. 3 words. That was
Crazy sexy
started with
cool.
that.
Gave you the answer.
I don't know, but I don't know as a real answer though. I know I'm very driven. I'm very empathetic. Caring, but also would give you the business. That's not a word, but like, anyways, yeah.
All right. TV sitcom family you love to be a part of.
I guess Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
All right, last one I got. Unless the fellas got some, we go into the business shout outs. I'm getting ready to start my fitness journey or my yoga journey. Give me one piece of advice.
Start slow. Like people, like I don't know why people do this, and they do this with everything, not just fitness. So you sitting on the couch and you decide like it's time for you to work out, it's time for you to change your life, whatever. And in the past 6 years, you have done no working out. But this week, going forward, we're working out 7 days a week. What the, like, you setting yourself up for failure. So by the time you make it to day 3 and you can't breathe or walk or sit on the toilet to go to a bathroom, and then you feel like you're a failure because you gotta take a break because your body just can't take it. And then you're like, well, since I didn't make it, now I'm a failure, so I might as well just mess up the whole week. And it's this whole perpetual cycle. How about we take it slow and you go from no working out to maybe 1-2 days a week for a couple weeks? How about we get that under our belt first? And then how about maybe we add a day, or maybe we don't even add a day, you still keep it at 2 days a week, and then you switch something in your diet. So if you was eating fried chicken Wednesdays and on Sunday, maybe you do one of those days as baked chicken now. And then we get that under our belt, and then we add something else. Like, people love to go 0 to 100. and then they conk out at like 95, and then they feel like they fucked up, and then they go back to like -60, and then it's like back and forth, and it's too much. So start slow.
Drive slow, homie.
Drive slow, homie. Hey, my man. BFA, 3 best friends that. All right. Y'all got anything for her?
Nah, she better be
I
ready.
really thought that McCall was gonna ask about retrograde.
Yeah, I was gonna add. I do. Yes, please. That was it wasn't on this paper. It was on this one. So yes, please.
What kind of retrograde? What are we talking about here?
The Mercury.
He said that Merc.
That
Merc. Because that's what I wrote down, man. Yeah. Anyway, please expound.
Just expound, or you have a specific question?
No, I don't know anything about it at all.
Okay, so
I text PK and Wally on those specific mornings, and I'm like, bro, pandemonium. PK like, bro, the Merc. Basically, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Am I lying? I mean,
if he lying, he flying. He's still sitting there.
So, speaking of flying, I forgot the levitation thing I was supposed to go back to. I'll go to that after I finish this. Okay. So basically all the planets go in retrograde, which is mean like I can't determine whether it's actually spinning backwards or it appears to spin backwards or something. So it goes in retrograde. So for Mercury in particular, because each planets rule a certain part of our lives, just like, the moon is very tied to our water content. We're mostly water. That's why the moon affects the tides. So that's why full moons, people really be out here showing their ass. Oh, today is new moon. Today is a new moon.
So what I need to do with that?
Okay. Yes. So I'm still going to retrograde. So now I just opened up something else. So full moons are for releasing. So when it is full moon time, which is also why people are wilding out, because things are coming up to be let go of. So if you need to like cut cords with people, get rid of stuff in your house, reset stuff, that type thing, is for full moon time. And usually full moons are, full moons are at the end of the month. New moons are at the beginning of the month, and they're always going to be that way because, we cycle the same way, so it's not going to change. So tonight is the new moon. So new moon is for setting new intentions. So for starting new things, for switching things up, doing something that you've been trying to get started. Maybe you couldn't get your footing with it. Like this is time to like try again with stuff like that. And usually the energy for whatever moon phase it is a few days prior and after. So if you miss the day of, so like for myself, when it's full moon, usually, which Preston just be letting me do anything, y'all. Like I'll sleep with the window open and the blinds open so the moon can shine on me. At night, there's crystals and stuff in our bed. Like last night, he said, "Can you get your stalactites out the way?" Like, so. Anyways, so anywho, so for
at the full moon, you got a mermaid. I'm over like a werewolf.
Right.
So yeah, so for the full moon, you basically do releasing. I myself and sometimes Preston joins in, will like write stuff down and then burn it to like release it. For new moon, we haven't done this in a while, probably because they've built all up around us, but we used to like write stuff down and put it in dirt like you're planting it. It's a new seed type situation, so you can do stuff like that. But back to
very dope. That was very dope. PK put us on that, and I was driving actually.
I told him to write it down. Fold it towards you. You know what I mean?
Stickies, man. I'm a nerd. Like I keep stickies everywhere, and I have my little post-its in the truck, and I'm writing. Threw it out the window, and I couldn't, so I just ate the post-it. While my Fiji water.
Come on, Cap.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't want to lose it. You know what I mean?
But wait, pause. The one you ate, was it a good something?
It was the good one. So I did,
Wally, he ain't tell us this, Wally.
No, I wasn't. This is only for the sake of, and this will not come up in the hot seat. So
That's why I had shirt on and posted
right.
out.
So, I divested, you know what I mean? And me and Dana, we rapped about it. I wrote down when I was divesting, right? And I'm doing 80 and I chucked it, right? Because I wasn't going to burn it. And then what I wanted to consume, right? I wrote it down, man, and gone.
Man said there's some doink level stuff.
I just thought.
Now we've done that. I've had an empty cup and I've had a full cup. And as I was filling that cup up with water, you know what I'm saying? I want wealth, health, happiness, love, abundance, and everything. And I pour it into that cup and then I consume it.
So that's called quantum jumping. So what you do is, say you have a cup of water, and why this works is, so I don't know if people have seen the studies, but I'm sure you have, of plants or water and ice. So there's been studies of them taking like trays of ice. And so say I speak existence and goodwill and faith into this ice, and then I talk shit to this ice, or water rather, and then I freeze it. The crystals that are made on the ice that I spoke life into are like all pretty and voluminous, all this kind of stuff. And on the other hand, the one that was basically talk shit to will barely form crystals, or it basically looks like a nightmare. Like it's like a lightning storm or something. So the same thing with plants. There have been studies of plants that have been sung to and they've been talked to. When you're beautiful, you're going to grow big and strong. And there's plants where the people walk in the room and they're like, I hate you, da, 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 and then they'll show you the growth or two plants who have had the same exact, soil and everything else besides the treatment. So this is why the quantum jumping thing is a thing. So what you would do is take 2 glasses, and you would have 1 glass, and you either can speak whatever into it or write it, but you're supposed to put on the first glass the current state, which is where you don't want to be. So say you are looking, I don't know, to start a new business, you don't have a business or whatever. So you're in the state now, I want to start a new business, I want to change whatever, I don't like my job, blah, 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 blah. And you just sit there, feel what does that emotion feel like? You're sad, you're angry, you don't like your boss, you want to kick Susan in the face, whatever. And then you will put on the new glass another Post-it, which is empty, of all the things you want. I want this business, I want it to do this, I want to serve these people, I want to meet this dynamic, I want to make these financial goals. When I make these financial goals, the overflow can help these people. When I do this, I feel happy, I'm free, I wake up in the morning, I can make my own schedule, like all these thoughts. And even just talking about it, you can feel like the energy of this and the energy of that. And then you would pour that into the new thing and keep speaking all the goodness into it. And once you're in a good vibrational state where you've spoken all this life into this water, you would then drink it, because you basically just drunk life, which is also the same concept of
my Post-it
in church. Yes, but also the same aspect of, like I said, people who grow up in church blessing your food. It's the same thing. It's just which is why when you mentioned the whole thing with yoga and stuff before, I'm like, everything is in one of the aspects of ritual or spell work or prayer.
No differences.
It just depends on who deemed it okay. And in most cases, if it was colonized, it's okay. And if it was from the home country or the Caribbean or whatever the case may be, then it's voodoo, it's spell work, it's bad, it's of the devil. When it's really not, it's all the same thing. But neither here nor there, neither nor
thither. Yep.
Yeah, right. But okay, so back to retrograde. So with retrograde, like I said, all the planets rule a certain part of our lives. The moon is very linked to like emotions, and each day actually also is linked to a planet. So like moon and Monday, and lunes in Spanish, and lunar, and that's moon. Or say for Saturday is ruled by Saturn. All of this stuff goes together. So Wednesday is actually the day when the planet Mercury rules that day. And I believe that comes from miércoles, which is in Spanish, Mercury, miércoles, whatever. So it is, that planet is linked to communication, which is why a lot of technology F's up when Mercury's in retrograde. It's why a lot of people get in arguments because it is in retrograde.
Why Facebook went down the other day.
Right. Also because it is in retrograde, it is like reversing, so it can bring up things that you thought were healed, whether it be a relationship or a conversation. You thought that you know, such and such, and I talked about that and I was good with that, but now it's coming back like, oh well, I wish it would have went this way, or I should have said this, or I actually don't feel like I forgave them, or they forgave me, or whatever the case may be. It also affects travel. I view it as life basically being like two pieces of Velcro, and when retrograde comes, it rips it apart, basically. So it just upheavals everything. But it's a good time for you to reflect on things and to slow down and kind of self-edit before you act on anything and communicate. And I don't know, like it's one of those times where it would be a good time to like tap into like the 4 agreements or the 5 agreements I've learned. Like, don't take anything personal, like don't work on assumptions, just, you know, be in a place where you are more listening than talking in this span of time. And this retrograde, I wrote it down, ends on the 18th. So it was the 27th of September through the 18th of October. So when your phones are messing up, your electronics are messing up, all that kind of stuff, you have things coming up, your relationships are kind of upheavaled, it's the retrograde. So yeah, and Mercury goes into retrograde 3 times a year. So
it's the last one for the year.
When can I write down what I'm trying? Because I'm trying to divest stuff weekly. You know what I mean? Weekly.
Do it. I mean, do it. What are you working on, new stuff or letting go of stuff?
Really, I think no, I'm not really. I think I'll let go. But what I want to do, because Dana wasn't part of the process the first time. I was on my way to work. PK threw that bug in my ear, and I acted right then and there. I would love to have us both sit down and coagulate our thoughts, and we both eat a Post-it.
So first of all, I wouldn't tell people to eat Post-its.
We're not gonna eat the Post-it. I'm at the crib. I can light that thing up. You know.
This is the thing. So there are days and times of the year and times of the month where things are more aligned. But at the end of the day, when you feel the intention or the pull, or you're guided to do something, you should do it then. Like, so it doesn't matter if Monday is for intuitions and, you know, Friday is for love and all that kind of stuff. I mean, all that's great. But if you are called to do something, then you need to do it then. You know what I mean? So if you need to release something and it's not a full moon, like we're not waiting to the end of the month, like I'm gonna hold on. Like, no. You do what you want to do.
I'm ready for you. I will wait until
No.
Drop that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All good.
Yeah.
All good. So Janet, we usually do the business shout outs about this time. We got you on, so you know.
Oh yeah. So I'm Janet. Yeah. So my website, and I don't know if you gonna send me the stuff to drop in the. That's so funny. I'll drop the links in the description. But my website is janetgathers.com, where you can find the fitness, the yoga, the breath work, meditation, Reiki. I also have the Village Healer Apothecary, which is on Etsy, and I do have a 40% off sale going because of my time today on the BFA podcast, and that will run through Sunday. There's no coupon needed or anything. The sale is already set up and rolling.
Compass, you can get that beard oil for under $12, bro.
Man,
Yes. Oh, that's what I also meant to mention. So the things that are running low are the love oil, of course, the goddess oil and the beard oil, and the sprays. So get it while it lasts.
All
And
good.
what else? Yeah. Oh, never mind. It's too much. But anyways, I was gonna say we were supposed to talk about using some of the stuff and how. Yeah. And I keep forgetting about the levitation thing. But that was something happened when we was in Nashville, and you said you wasn't gonna look over there because you swear I was levitating. But I can't remember the whole story.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I mean,
I wasn't levitating, by the way.
Yeah, we were supposed to, but yeah, check that Etsy shop, man. Like I said, 40% off. That's that bargain. We get it shipped out, nice package and everything. Erica Plants, she did a preview video unboxing. That thing was awesome, man. So your beard oil, really your glow oil, your manifestation oil, your money oil. You know, you grab you one of those, hit us up. I'll give you a little pointer on what you need to do to make that work. But you know, get your order in because Sunday is going back up. You got to pay that premium again. So. She's hit hers. We got the Etsy shop. We got Culture College Counseling. That's with Brianna and the college prep that they do. Kelly and Company Crafting. I showed you the shirt last week. And that's another small business ran by a woman. You know, Chase and Charlie, the same thing. iPhone accessories, earpod holders and cases. AKs and Tech does your IT. I got Legacy of Me Guy C. You know what that comes with, you know. Amazon, These Hugs Are My Hugs and Good Day are doing numbers. Wally had to drop off and take care of life issues, you know, but he sent us a picture. His baby girl was reading this. She gave us like a couple of page turns, you know, or I read a page, and that was awesome, man. These are still doing numbers.
There you go.
Shout out to the Queen. Dana had the article. I was sharing the article, you know, the write-up they had on everything, man. But add these to the kids' library, man. These two books right here are fantastic, and they are still doing units and available. I got Melissa, our friend Melissa. She has an Etsy shop as well with the natural products. I'm using the chapstick and stuff now, and the soap, all natural ingredients and sugar scrubs. Kermit puts hers on. You know, we got Seabrook Custom Creations. They do shirts and stuff, tees for you as well. My guy Nick Sampson's written 2 children's books. That's Nick's bookshelf. That's on there. Erica Randall, aka Erica Plants, aka Gardening Under the Influence. Her son wrote a book as well, Mr. Jaden Randall. My dude AJ Coles, his wife does one. Katrina Coles does wine shop at home, man. She'll virtual wine tasting, get you paired up as we get ready for these holidays and these Christmas parties and stuff that y'all are gonna be throwing. And then I got my guy TK, who has Ghostwriter Clothing. We got that on there as well. Then we got our 3 YouTube channels, man. We got the Compass channel. We building those numbers and those subscribers up once again because we had a little mishap with that, but that's coming along. I don't know if he's got another giveaway in the pipeline coming up soon, but we got him on there. We got Wally and Man. They do the Undisputed Champions podcast, and then you got the BFA podcast on there, and that concludes our business shout out. So next week,
did you send me the shout outs to post?
I posted them. I had them ready because you were talking. So I want you to stay your undivided attention on that. So next week, man, we got another hot seat. Hot seat's coming early. Season 3, episode 3, hot seat 3, and we're gonna have Mr. Man on with us. So that one may run a little long. I don't know. We may break it into 2 and give you a bonus episode later on in the season. But that hot seat 3 gonna be something you got to see that thing, man, because y'all know we gets down on those. So
I got my questions ready.
Ms. Gathers, we appreciate you hanging out with us, man, and you know, that game. That was wonderful. Thank you for taking the time out to hang out with us and put us up on game, and hopefully we can get you back on as this thing continues to roll. Facebook has just added podcast as a tab on there now. So, I mean, we have our podcast. Our link tree shows us that we're on, you know, Anchor and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts, and you know, we got all those, but now Facebook has it, so you don't even have to leave the app if you want to listen and catch up and not watch them. We on there as well. With that being said, y'all have a good night, and we love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you same time, same place next Wednesday.
Thanks, fellas.
Peace.
All right.